Hey everybody, Brian here. So in this video I want to show you the 4 different specifications that we get in Ireland for a Phase 2, which is the facelift version of Hyundai Tucson. So the video is specifically going to show you what I think are the features that most people want to know about and what you get as you move up through the specs. If you're more curious about just the difference between the Phase 1 and Phase 2 in these Tucsons, I have this video here and that will show you all about that. Whereas this video is going to be more like a specification listing of what you get on the 4 specifications on these cars. One thing to be mindful of when we're going through this is there's going to be 3 powertrains: diesel, full hybrid, which is not plug-in, and then plug-in hybrid. So you got 3 different powertrains and you got 4 different specifications: Comfort Plus, Executive, Executive Plus, Nline. Let's start off. So Comfort Plus, this is Comfort Plus. This one is a 1.6 diesel. I think Comfort Plus is going to appeal to a lot more people these days because it's got way more specification. Nice big long garnish along the front. The headlights are now, so basically these daytime runners are LED, but the headlights have now also become LED. And then that means the indicators are now also these big LEDs as well. As we move up through specs, you'll see it's important. The grille is more of a kind of satin brushed aluminium finish, and then you have this plastic section along the center for the grille. The wheels on this one then are a 17-inch diamond cut wheel. And one thing I see over the previous model, it now comes with a chrome strip along the top sections of the window. In terms of the rear, there's nice garnish along the bottom of the bumper. And while this might be obvious to a lot of you, it is still a question that comes up. Okay, the car does have a spare wheel, but actually what comes up a lot of the time, the size is the same no matter what spec you go for. The physical dimensions of the vehicle, they don't change. The interior is a dark cloth interior on a Comfort Plus. And the door cards then have a mixture of plastic, soft touch plastic, but it's all dark. So Comfort Plus with the nice headlights on the outside is now coupled with bigger screens. So it now has the 2 12-inch screens. Usual stuff you'd expect over here: electrics for windows and mirrors. These are controls for Bluetooth and also radio. These are controls for lane assist, cruise control, and in through here then, one big long piece of plastic, right? In through here then we do have a digital dash, and over here then we've quite a big screen, and that also now comes with a navigation built in, but also Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and also a big reverse camera. Armrest in through here, drinks holders here, automatic handbrake in through there. Manual gearbox. After that then we'll say USB-C connectors, heated seats, nice straightforward, warm cold, speed of the fan, where do you want the air to blow. This one's also got keyless entry now as well, so start stop, and then there's a button on the outside if you want to lock the car or unlock the car and leave the keys in your pocket. For adjustability then, that steering wheel goes in and out, it goes up and down. The seat obviously goes up and down. Point of note, doesn't have lumbar support for the lower back, and the passenger seat isn't a height adjustable passenger seat, so if they are important you got to move on to the next specs. Just for tactile finishes, the steering wheel does have a leather coating and the gear knob does have a leather coating as well. One thing on the headlights, so they're automated, which means they come on at night, but they also have auto dip function, which means they dip when you meet traffic, and it tells you in here, which is really cool, what function you're specifically on at the time. So auto for nighttime, daytime, push forward, and that means they dip when they meet traffic. Compared to the previous model, the headlights will be significantly better. The dips and fulls are separate, and they also have a function where basically they'll have cornering lights to put more light into a junction, whichever direction you're turning, depending on what way the steering wheel is facing. One other interesting point to note is Comfort Plus now has parking sensors on the front, and it also has parking sensors on the rear. And actually one thing I just glanced across there as well is when you go into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto on these, it's a completely wireless setup as well. To try and keep the video succinct, I don't have the time to actually tell you about all the following features, but there are lots of my other videos. But just for safety, and some of you will absolutely love and hate these: lane keep assist, driver attention warning, which warns you obviously if you're drifting around the road, forward collision if you haven't braked on time if there's a car coming towards you, hill assist control to stop you rolling backwards. There's an e-call function if you get into a major accident. It actually has a SIM card that will make a call to a call center to try and get assistance. Rear view monitor, which means you can turn on the rearward facing camera when you're driving forward. There's also a speed limit assist which warns you, and you can have an intelligent speed limit assist when you're using your cruise control as well. Okay, so basically if you buy diesel, if you buy hybrid, if you buy plug-in hybrid, that's the kind of level of specification that you're going to get on a Comfort Plus. And wow, like there's way more than there used to be on the previous. If you don't really care about leather, which comes on the next models, Comfort Plus is a really good kind of offering at the moment. One point to note though, however, you've seen the manual gearbox setup. If you buy the hybrid or the plug-in hybrid, this area will be different to what you see here in the manual. So the manual looks like this, whereas the hybrid or the plug-in, and ignore this one, this one's got a light interior, that's nothing to do with the powertrains. but there's a column shifter for drive, reverse, park and neutral. There's also going to be paddle shifters on the steering wheel to go up and down through gears, and then in through here you'll have this larger armrest with a storage area and a different storage area down through here for hybrid or plug-in hybrid. So storage armrest, paddles and shifter are going to be different when you go from diesel, manual to automatic, hybrid or plug-in hybrid. Okay, so let's move on to the second one called Executive. Different colour cars, but at glance they look slightly different, but in reality they're not. Comfort Plus, second model Executive. Same garnish, same boot lids, nothing's changed. The only thing I can see, tinted glass over here, tinted glass here. So Executive has tinted glass. And Executive then has roof rails up here, whereas Comfort Plus doesn't. Roof rails obviously allowing you to put roof bars and a roof box. At the front, nothing's really changed. Same bumper styling, so garnishes and plastic up along here, same grills, same nice LED headlights. So really at the front, nothing's changed here. Both of them are the exact same with the same features. Looking down the sides of the car, the only major thing that's changing here is 17-inch wheels on a Comfort Plus, 18-inch wheels then on an Executive. Diamond cut finish, it's just that one's a little bit bigger, so it fills out the arches a bit more. Okay, a couple of things that are on Executive that weren't on Comfort Plus. Passenger seat becomes height adjustable. Interior seating becomes leather, so a light coloured car will usually have a dark leather and a dark coloured car will usually have a light coloured leather. The lumbar support down here is now present, so it hardens up the bottom part of the driver's seat. Like what we saw before, the Comfort Plus had a straightforward speed up, slow down fan with heated seats, whereas the Executive has now moved into dual zone climate control, so different temperatures on each side of the car with tactile round knobs here, and it tells you inside there what the actual temperature is, which is quite nice. And you see this little kind of blue lighting when you actually touch, just kind of lights up either side of what you're touching. I just think that's cool. The Executive is also going to have ambient lighting in through here as well, so we didn't see that on Comfort Plus. It'll also be recessed down here and it'll also be down in the doors. Bit hard to see because it's just not dark enough in here at the moment. Two other things then that we didn't see on Comfort Plus. So down through here you've got a wireless charging pad beside the USB-C connectors, and the other thing is you get over here a blind spot indicator in the wing mirror, so if someone comes up into your blind spot it lights up here on this mirror and also this mirror, which is a nice feature. Okay, so just one anomaly on this, okay? So if you're at the Executive model, the wheels that come in an Executive we saw were an 18-inch wheel. However, it varies on the powertrains. So an Executive model in hybrid comes with a 17-inch wheel, which is like the wheel we saw on the Comfort Pluses. The diesel Executive comes with an 18-inch wheel, and a plug-in hybrid Executive comes with a 19-inch wheel. So it's the only kind of anomaly that's different. So like we were saying, that's the second model Executive, different wheels depending on the powertrain. At this point then we're going to move into the third specification, so we're going to go from Executive into Executive Plus. On the rear of the car, the main differences are going to be around over here, where you have these little exhaust diffusers along the end, so a little tip. And after that then, these were halogen, whereas these become LED on the Executive Plus, and they also have the bar that goes from left to right. Along the front, things look very, very similar. However, along here, we did say that there was a plastic, so Comfort Plus and Executive had a kind of a plastic sort of finish on the grille with a brushed aluminium badge, whereas over on Executive Plus, it's more of a kind of a shadow chrome kind of finish on the dash, so it's shiny and reflective, and this is now more of a kind of satin matte looking black. So just at a glance, when you start looking at it, it looks kind of similar, but then when you really look at it, there is some small little differences between the two of them. The main difference as well on the lights, these are LED, but these are intelligent. So I have a video on that, which is this one here, and that'll explain what the intelligent lighting system is, but they're a slightly more upgraded headlight. One other important point to note, there's a manual tailgate on the Comfort Plus and the Executive, but if you go for Plus, it now means you get a power tailgate instead. For those of you going with the diesel, the first two models will have a spare wheel, so that's Comfort Plus and Executive, but if you go for Executive Plus and a diesel, you get a tyre mobility kit, so there's no wheel. I think the easiest way to think about this is Comfort Plus and Executive diesels have spare wheels, and pretty much nothing else does after that. In other words, none of the plug-in hybrids and none of the non-plug-in hybrids have spare wheels. Executive Plus interior, we now have heated steering wheel, which is quite nice. And the reverse camera is now 360, so it can look down the sides, it can look forward, it can look backwards, So I think that's really, really cool. So there's a lot more functionality on the camera. Oops, cut myself short there. You also get a blind view monitor, so indicate left, shows us down that side, indicate right, it shows us down that side. So they're really cool features. Okay, one more anomaly for wheels. Executive Plus, in a hybrid or plug-in hybrid, comes with a 19-inch wheel. Executive Plus, in a diesel, will come with the 18-inch wheel that we saw in the Executive. So diesel, 18-inch, hybrid, plug-in hybrid, 19-inch on Executive Pluses. So finally we're on to number 4, which is Nline. The big things on Nline are some aggressive styling. So if you remember, the bumpers looked like that on the other ones, whereas this one has this kind of split diffuser. The exhaust tips are gone into a more of an oval round shape. All the cladding that we saw on the other models, which was black, that has now all become color coded all the way around the car. The bumper has more aggressive kind of sweeping lines on the front of the car and the rear, so a little bit more aggressive looking down around these areas here compared to the softer lines we saw on the other ones before. This one's also going to have some Nline badging on the front, Nline badging on the wing, and then on the inside it has half leather Alcantara with this Nline symbol embossed in through there. Actually, one other thing I forgot to say, Executive Pluses come with these blinds. Sorry, I forgot to say that. And so does Nline. We did see the Executive Pluses in the plugins and hybrids coming with a 19-inch wheel. Nline also comes with a 19-inch wheel, but it is that shape there. One point of note, in Ireland we only get Nline on the plug-in hybrid, so it doesn't apply to non-plug-in hybrid and it doesn't apply to diesel. Actually, for anyone else that wants a bit more information about Tucson Nline, I have this video here, and that runs through a bit more features on Nline in comparison to a non-Nline. So anyway, there you have it. Hopefully, if you watched the whole video, I really appreciate it. Hopefully that's given you a better idea of what the different models are like. 3 powertrains, hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and also diesel, and then 4 specifications: Comfort Plus, Executive, Executive Plus, Nline. If there's anything you want to know, let me know in the comment section, or call, text, WhatsApp 086 843 1945. Brian is my name. It's Patrick's Garage. Thanks for watching.